What's up, Real Talk? We're here in Perth City for Hunger Pains 5, about to get into the next battle of the day. Ethan Rand, introduce him.
Hey, battle on my left, introduce yourself.
Fuck Creepy J!
Yeah, and battle on my right, introduce yourself.
Yo, what's good? Svoss, we meant well. Work hard, party harder, put on a classic pork Bacardi after. Let's fucking go, boys.
Fourth round on Creepy.
It's the urban god, the returning dawn, the man who traveled the country and learnt a lot, the man who's been holding it down for Perth since dot. Versus Svoss, a man who spends his evenings jerking off into a dirty sock because he hasn't touched a girl since prom. When I hit him up in his battle, he replied promptly. He was like, golly, and sent me 20 prayer hand emojis to show me that I'm godly. This guy loves me so much, after every one of his punchlines drop, he will probably follow it up by saying, I'm sorry. He's so white, he brags about how he's never tried coffee, and how he drinks green tea, the only way to get energized properly. He's the type to watch Game of Thrones and like Joffrey. And when that character died off, he cried softly. Keeps the receipt when he purchases Jordans so he can return them and buy volleys. He thinks Recovery is Eminem's best album and he owns like 9 copies. You play ice hockey. The most white hobby. And getting slammed into the glass is the only way you catch a guy's body. Hey! Now when your past clashes, you use so much sarcasm. It's a defense mechanism that I can't fathom. You think a guy's gonna mug you with a knife and you're gonna throw a sarcastic remark at him? You think he's gonna be like, ah, damn it. I hate when they use sarcasm. Looks like I can't stab him. And I don't think these young cats could take or believe the discrimination I've seen. Without my influence, guys like you couldn't aim to achieve the rank of MC. This ingrate should just be thankful to me. Because I showed you that posh private school boys deserve a place in this city. You're the definition of first world problems. Yet you want them to say their savior and king is Svoss. While they were worried about wages and living costs, you were worried about making a Windsor knot. And in school, if your behavior's a little off, your parents would take you straight to the shipping docks to punish you by confiscating your biggest yacht. So we've had similar upbringings. But your resume looks nothing like mine. At your age, I was bodying cunts that had done double my time. You only got this because lately I've been living up to my prime, and I only took this to tell Jamae to fuck off back to Summer Heights High.
Go, Svoss.
I really hope this battle doesn't change that we're friends. Because I didn't want to do him dirty shit. I hate playing creep more than Radiohead, but I'm like Thor with Stormbreaker and I aim for the head. Spoiler alert. I only feel bad about this because I know the way that it ends. Me on a 2-1 debatable flex. Me confronting you at the bar and making amends. Nah, fuck that. I came to kill him. Since I got a face creepy, this is the Day of the Dead, and yeah, we've known each other for years. But fuck, I have been waiting to vent. So for the next 15 minutes, we ain't friends. I already blocked him on Facebook and yeah, you're a decent battler, but to be honest, I ain't shook. You look like the real life version of a character from Big Mouth. Straight up, that is how your face looks, and I would punch you in your face, but that's already how your face looks. And I've heard you're a teacher. That's tight. Let me guess. Math, right? I am just kidding. 2019. But you know that teacher that all the kids are cool with and really respect? Yeah, I do not picture him as that. He is definitely the teacher that tries way too hard and then flips out as soon as the kids start to give him any crap. Sends them to detention. But that's not the real punishment, because he can make them more miserable than that, because that's where he practices his rounds. I'm stuck with the weirdest teacher in school, and they have to listen to him rap. I'm picturing him making battle rap references in the classroom. Like two kids get in a fight, there's a rift, he's got to step into heel, standard treatment. Either an apology or detention's the deal, but the kid's like, nah, fucking apology. I don't care how you feel. And Creepy's like, oh, this shit just got incredibly real. And I feel like having a battle rapping teacher would actually be kind of cool if it was any other guy but you. Like, I don't want to make you any more self-conscious than you are, but you look like a kid lost in a supermarket when you start up a verse. You look like you can't talk to your waiter at restaurants because it's too hard on your nerves. I'm convinced that this is all a cover and you're parked up in Perth because your spacecraft doesn't work because you're actually an alien from Mars stuck on Earth like Mark Zuckerberg. I bet the bullies at your school bully you instead of the other kids. But to be honest, if he was your teacher, I guess that is what you do. He's on his way to the staff room, kid fucking pushes him into a locker, steals the cash he had for food. He's got that mum bought my clothes swag and the nerdy ass glasses on him too, and how are you in a class full of greasy teenagers, but you've got the worst acne in the room? And your name on Facebook is Racer Lee. So I'm gonna do a bar about that. That's just the way this works, and this shit being close would be a crazy turn, because I didn't come here planning a close shave for Perth. This is gonna be cutthroat to leave razor burn. That's round one. Let's fucking go.
Let's go,
Flannel shirts and torn jeans. In his closet you'll find a bunch. You were born towards the end of the 90s, cunt. Why are you obsessed with the aesthetic of 90s grunge? I know you play that game with the ice and pucks, but why the fuck do you dress like every character from the Mighty Ducks? You don't need to tell me that this guy is young. His voice still cracks when he's rhyming stuff. Yo, bartenders! I suggest you get every midi, pint and jug and hide them, cuz this guy's voice gets high enough to shatter every glass inside the pub. Ladies, imagine this. You're at a nightclub and you're spying this pimp. He's a little bit feminine. That's kinda a kink. Lock guys and he slinks over to try for a fling, and then he opens his mouth and says, "Can I buy you a drink?" I don't know how I meant to believe that earlier in June you reached the age of 22, my G. Because when I hear the moody squeaks that you use to speak, I don't think you have seen the end of puberty. And you're the worst type of hip-hop fan. You'll froth an American rapper because he has written about being poverty-stricken, but you don't fuck with Cursor. Because it matters less to you when an Aussie's the victim. Macklemore told you racism should not be forgiven and you hopped on his wisdom, but a Briggs track hits a little too close to home, so you're not gonna listen. You know how I know he's a sweat? He listens to songs about atrocious homicides, glorifying a woeful loss of life, while he hangs clothes on washing lines. There was a new business startup called Tryhards R Us, and you know this knob applied, but they rejected his application because he's overqualified. You remind me of that kid in primary school who could fit his whole fist in his mouth, savoring the attention till the 15 minutes were down. You will do anything if it means you fit in with the crowd. You're who Pretty Fly for a White Guy was written about.
Let's go.
And you like to rap about The Simpsons because you think it's dope stuff. In the squeaky teen voice. This patch made me drool like Homer. What do you think's of donuts? You want to stand here and reference The Simpsons. Grow up. You're a stupid moron with an ugly face and a big butt, and your butt smells, and you like to kiss your own butt.
Go, Swoss.
You know how I know you're a nerd? You rock up at battle rap events and you wear Pokemon shirts. Now I know you're a fan of Pikachu, but creepy dude, read the room. I can't wait to see what this fucker does at the after party. Adelaide's anything to go by. See, we were over there with Real Talk. He just finished with dunks and we were hitting the club. We were playing catch up. I think it was one. Ordered shots at the bar and we tripled them up. I hit a shot. Simple enough. Ren hits a shot. Bit of a buzz. Creepy hits a shot. Hits like a truck. Instantly fucked. It was like watching a 15-year-old discover a goon bag. He's drunk. Keep in mind, he had a flight in like 4 hours' time. He didn't even bring his hotel room key with him. Had to climb up the balcony and break in for his stuff. Liability. We basically spent the entire night babysitting this cunt, and I'll admit, over in Adelaide, they're a shiftier bunch, but if you go out with him, you'll have a worse time dealing with drunk creeps than any of the chicks in the club. You have the swag of a man who lives in a slum. I was always out here trying to snap. The odds of you winning this shit are about 14 million to 1. You only got into battle rap to make it less weird, spending all day thinking of puns. And you look like my year 9 math teacher's illegitimate son. Adelaide has not been good to you. You spent all that money on flights to Battle Carney, but I wouldn't say you really had a battle, mate. And if I had a battle like your dunks one, shit, I'd also try and black out and start smashing Alizé. Plus, there was that time you hit another car over there when you got into that crappy taxi. Hey, but with the way your battles go, definitely wasn't his first car crash in Adelaide. Hey. But on the topic of small country towns, you're not just a teacher. You're a teacher all the way out in fucking Kalgoorlie. That shit sucks. I mean, seriously, why the fuck did you move, bitch? Because that shit is ludicrous. I can't believe you Googled it, saw the fucking super pit, and thought, fuck yes, gotta move to this. I hate to call Kalgoorlie a hole, but it literally is. I bet he got there and thought, well, this is the pits. They only sell high-vis clothing out there and it gives him the shits, and if his dial-up drops out, he has to wait 12 months to get his internet fixed. And I know you're doing important work in education, and you value that because you're that type of person, but being an English teacher in Kalgoorlie, I swear you're trying to die a virgin. Although I suppose as far as your life's backup plans, teaching kids in Kalgoorlie is actually kind of perfect, because if you change jobs out there, you could still use your working with minors permit. How dare you move out of here to pursue a career. Lame. And also heard you're a Dockers fan. I'm gonna be honest, man. Feels like your life is going not to plan. But if you're a Dockers guy, then I'm Hawthorne 2013. If you know, you know. In battle rap, I break jaws like Andrew Gaff on Brayshaw. That means these punches ain't fair. But so it goes. You're lucky that battle rap is 3 rounds and you can go for broke, because if this shit had 4th quarters, I fucking know you choke. Jersey, that's round 2, let's go. Jersey.
Hawks, baby, Hawks.
You once put nail polish on your ring finger to raise awareness of male depression and how it injures the brain. Some people said it was a little bit gay, but fuck that. Sexuality's a spectrum, and it doesn't matter where you sit on it, mate. I just think that it's lame how you think we should consider you brave, because you put a little bit of nail polish on and said, "Fear not, depressed people. I've done my bit for the day." I mean, I shouldn't poke fun. I recognize the difference you made. Thanks to you, men opened up about their feelings, no longer content to live with the pain. All the stigma and shame just drifted away. Overnight, the statistics just changed. Suicides hit a minimal rate. All those hard-working people in the clinics were paid a livable wage. Diagnosis of men hit an all-time low where it would remain. This visionary saved thousands of men from the brink of decay, all because he decided to cover a bit of his finger with paint.
Welcome.
I'm not just speaking the truth. The larger point this leads me into is that you're woke as fuck, but only when it's convenient for you. I bet you recognize what R. Kelly did was evil abuse, but at parties you like to play the Ignition remix on loop, so in your eyes, he gets excused. Imagine if Beyonce ran over your little sis with a car. Then King hits you and laughs and starts kicking your ass. At the police station later, they say they think you should charge. And you remind them that she's done so much for music, so you'll give her a pass. I bet you've been a fussy eater since you were in baby clothes. You spat up your mother's breast milk because it wasn't soy, so it made you choke. A toddler could make you fake food out of playing dough, and you wouldn't even pretend to eat it because it doesn't count as paleo. And I don't think he's actually racist. I just think he lacks some basics. Doesn't know what a skinhead is. Just assumes they're all cancer patients. I'm really surprised that this match was taken when his Grindr profile specifically asked for no blacks or Asians. Now, when you started, I thought you were more than these regular rookie cunts. I mean, of course you were better than Cookie Cutter. You copied my style and could have taken it to lengths that I couldn't, but it took too much effort to pull you up. I guess I am the Asian parent that pushed his son. Should have known. It doesn't matter how much work you put in. You will never be good enough. Fuck Creepy J!
Fuck Creepy J!
Man. I love it when Creepy does this whole serious and aggressive thing. Like he isn't the nerdiest person in existence. Like he isn't the kingpin of LinkedIn. Like you wouldn't catch him throwing a punch with his fingers over his thumb. Like a physical fight is something you'd ever actually want. As if you wouldn't avoid all conflict and quietly ask them to stop. But he posts a story to Facebook, but with the character swapped to make it sound like he didn't just stand on the spot and just sort of look around for the cops. I mean, do you try that aggro shit with your students? Like it's your actual job? Kid starts mucking about. This dude starts to fucking battle rap on the clock. Like, that's it, Jack. You're the massivest flop, and I'm a teacher turned chiropractor. That means if you talk back, you'll get popped. I'm serious. Don't toy with me. Don't make me put Jack in a box. That's it. Detention. And I know you keep begging for my rapping to stop, and in a couple of weeks I'm battling Svoss. I needed to practice a lot. But I can understand why he tried to sort of bully me today. So when it comes to battle rap, he's made a system. It's like rock, paper, scissors. The idea is there's always a counter style to the style your opponent brings in their rapping. There's the bars, the bully, and the funny man. Just figure out which one they do, find the counter style, and switch it to that thing. Shit. He's got formulas and equations with statistical backing and intricate planning. Shit. Battle rap's cool as hell. Of course, the fucking Asian guy turned into a math thing. Hey! You spent so long trying to counter other people's styles. You never spent any time thinking your own style or personality up. But hey, your slogan's you saying fuck yourself and you parody yourself, pointing out all your flaws before your opponents even landed a punch. Shit. Self-deprecation is the one thing you do that's characteristic. So now I'm adding it up. Your personality comes through in one way, and it's being insecure that you actually suck. Creepy. You're actually pretty good at this. But fuck, cunt, you are just so uninteresting. Decent skills. Zero memorability. When I think of my iconic moments, I think maybe the staircase bars or being at Revs. Your career-defining memorable moment was getting beaten by Ted. That's the point. Losses are starting to spiral out of control. It was Creepy's descent and he needed to flex, so we seen it his best to keep it in check. But see, he just kept getting 3-zipped instead and beaten and ethered and beaten again. And I promised myself I would only do one horror movie bar for Creepy. And I know I'm the underdog, but this is the twist. This is the scene at the end, but to see it unfold, you don't need a sixth sense, because I knew he was never killing me. Even if that's what people had said, shit, turns out this whole time it's been Creepy that's dead. Hey. So you may have your students, and you may have them cramming and stressing about Da Vinci's classic conventions and dramatic conventions and quadratic expressions. But right now my class is in session and you don't stand a chance of passing this lesson. And if I catch you talking back with any passive aggression, I will call up your parents and send your ass to detention. Hey. I will take this shit all the way to automatic suspension because we got problems, Racer Lee. I don't mean systematic oppression. Back when I first started, you were the man in Perth. And for that reason, I have to respect him. But tonight, idols getting torn down like Soviet Russians and the statues of Lenin. Hey. Vengeance. But seeing as this has been years in the making, I want to pay my respects. Because to be honest, you aren't an opponent I consider it easy to verse. And the truth is, if it weren't for you, I don't think I'd be here on this stage speaking these words. There's a lot of respect out there for you. That's respect that you've easily earned and I fully believe you deserve, because we traveled over east for our turns and we put in work. We brought real talk back with us. And right now in this moment I can see what it's worth, because we did it, Creepy. We finally got Australia to stop sleeping on Perth. Fuck Creepy Jay, that's round 3, let's go.
Fuck Creepy Jay!